Hey there, brew tubers. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. And got Kenny back on a Homebrew Wednesday. He's been taking a little homebrew.
It's about frickin' time.
Hiatus here.
Yeah. He's drinking without me. That's
serious.
why, man.
Well, we got a couple of things going on for you this episode. I'm going to be racking over the SJporr Imperial Wheat Wine or Imperial Wheat Ale that I'm doing. We're going to do a little homebrew spotlight here. Now who brought this into us?
Jay.
Oh, okay, cool.
He's a local guy from La Mirada, cool. And always brings me a homebrew every now and then. Guy makes really good beer. So
very cool.
This is a red IPA. That's about as far as I got on it. I didn't get the ABV, but I think he said it was between 6 and 7, somewhere around there.
Do you know if he does extract or all grain?
It's all grain.
It's all grain?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's crack it open and get into it. So, got a good, nice hiss and a little bit of smoke on there. Should have good carbonation. Yeah, there we go. Got some good carbonation.
Yeah.
Nice color.
Nice pillowy head. Yeah. It's fairly bright. Got a little bit of haze, but actually it's beautiful.
Yeah. Nicely carbonated. Red. Yep. And that's the key thing. If you're doing anything with red on it, it's got to be red, and that's a really nice color. So he hit his color really nice.
Good in the nose.
Ooh, that's nice and caramely.
Mm-hmm.
Tons of caramel in there. I'm getting some really juicy kind of hop characteristics on it.
Yeah, a little sweetness.
Mm-hmm. Smells really nice.
Yeah, I mean,
smells really unique. Smells almost getting it. I don't know what kind of yeast he used on this.
Yeah,
maybe we're getting some fruity esters.
I should have gave him the.
We need to have we need to have like a questionnaire that we give these guys when they drop off their beer, so we can talk about it a little better. Yeah, that's just got a really unique, awesome aroma.
And this, I believe, is pretty fresh. I mean, he just brought it in, I want to say last week.
Yeah,
so
cool.
I've been itching to drink it.
Yeah.
I wanted to share it with you guys at home. So
cool. So let's
taste it.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right.
Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Wow.
Really good use of malt.
Mm-hmm. It smells really sweet, but
I wonder if you put any chocolate malt in that. I get a little hint
maybe.
Of that.
It finishes really dry.
Mm-hmm.
I think this attenuated out a lot. And then also, it's that hop, that real light, kind of hop crispness at the end that just kind of cleans your palate. That's really cool. It smells so kind of sweet and caramely. You really expect it to be sweet, but it's not. It's really
it's
dry.
Not very sweet. It's got a little nuttiness to it.
Mm-hmm.
Definite, really good use of the crystal malts.
Mm-hmm.
So.
It's got a nice hop presence.
Mm-hmm.
And there is some lingering bitterness back there too. It's dry and bitter.
This is like a California red ale.
Yeah, it is. Really dry, really crisp.
It doesn't have the
little bitter,
floral, or that punch you in the face like a normal IPA.
Right.
But
it's at first the hops are kind of settled in there, so I was like, really for the IPA, but I get the hops. It's certainly hoppier than a red ale should be.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see that, and but it's really, really nicely balanced. Normally, when something says an IPA, I'm expecting an overabundance of hops. I'm expecting instantly, an unbalanced beer.
Well, if you think of most typical homebrew red ale recipes, they don't use a lot of hops.
Yeah,
a 5-gallon batch, you're using only 2 or 3 ounces of hops.
Right, but this is really drinkable. This really is.
That's good.
Really makes you want to keep going back and drinking about it. So, great job there, Jake.
Yeah, this would do really good on draft.
Yeah, you could just sell the shit out of this.
Yeah, people would buy a ton of this.
If you could sell homebrew,
it's got,
which you can't.
Go back to that nuttiness. It does have that really nice grain nuttiness that you can really taste the grain that he's using, which I really like.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. This is a really nice crafted beer.
Yeah, and that's the thing about the IPAs is you sometimes lose that. You lose the malt complexity, and you end up focusing on all the hops.
Right. That's why I say they are by definition, you know, pretty much an unbalanced beer.
Right.
But this is still really balanced and drinkable. Really good
Cool.
stuff, dude. Thanks for bringing this by, Jay. So.
Well, Jay, if you're watching this video, I would really like you to comment on this video and tell everybody what grain you used and the hops you used and all that good stuff.
Yeah, that'd be really awesome.
That would fill everybody in on that.
Cool, man.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks, Jay.
More Homebrew Wednesday goodness to come. Hey guys, so I just popped the top off of the wheat wine. Smells good. Smells nice and fermented. See where the Krausen was. You can see this thing in this bottling bucket is almost up to the brim, so I'm thinking it's about 6 gallons, at least 5.5. So I'm going to get to bottling here. Hey guys, so fermented out pretty good, not as far as I wanted it to. It's about 1.010 at 75 degrees, which puts it about at 1.012. So at that, it fermented out to about 6.75% ABV. So let's give it a taste. It's got the cloudiness that we would expect. It's a little darker than I was anticipating. That's from the caramel. It smells a little hot, which is weird for only 6.5. I can smell the alcohol on it. I can get some good citrus notes from the hops. I'm picking up a good solid maltiness. Let's taste it. Wow, it's pretty smooth, pretty nice. I think this will be really good once it carbonates. It's definitely got a little bit of alcohol. Hopefully that'll mellow out as it carbonates. But it tastes light. It's got a good mouthfeel to it. A nice degree of hops. A very balanced kind of, you know, summer ale. So for a kind of an imperial wheat ale, not too shabby. I'm gonna get into bottling for this for you guys. So, cheers. Hey guys, so I've chilled out my first bottle of the SJporr experiment. This is my Imperial Wheat Ale. And I was going for wheat wine, didn't quite get the extraction on it, didn't quite get the fermentation on it, but I want to taste it and see how it goes. Before I send it out to all you guys, I want to make sure that this is a beer that's going to be carbonated, that it's going to taste good and not infected or anything or any weirdness. So I got to do it, you know, kind of a quality assurance. I got 37 from when I bottled it. I got 37 12-ounce bottles and 9 22-ounce bottles. So now after this is going to be 36 bottles. So I'm going to do it in a goblet here. Whoop. So here we go. Let's see if it hisses. Oh, we got a little hiss. That's good. Let's see how it goes. Cool. We're getting some carbonation, some good carbonation on it. A little bit. It's a little undercarbed, but it's only 6 days in the bottle, so that's kind of to be expected. It's a little cloudy. It's a little amber. Let's see how it goes. Whoa. It kind of smells kind of winey, kind of vinous-ness. It's got a it is definitely undercarbed, but hopefully in the next 2 weeks or so it's going to carb up good. It's pretty amber. That's due to the crystal malt that SJporr required. It's a little clearer than I expected. Let's taste it. It's pretty nice. It's a nice, drinkable, kind of a. It's not what I would call a wheat beer. It tastes, I don't know, it doesn't taste like a pale ale. It doesn't taste like an amber ale. It's got too much mouthfeel. Not too much mouthfeel. It's got a lot of mouthfeel, but that's because of the wheat. It's a really unique kind of flavor, but still really mellow, really drinkable. The hops do come through. I think it's pretty nice. Finishes really clean. Really clean. This is an amazingly drinkable beer. The alcohol doesn't come through in terms of the flavor as much as I was afraid of, because when I tasted the when it was just fermented, when it was just done with fermentation, it had a bit of a heat going to it, but that's mellowed out. It's got a good mouthfeel. I think this is a really nice ale. I don't know what I would call it. I'm just calling it an imperial wheat ale. And although it doesn't necessarily have the flavors of like anything necessarily imperial, it's not like robust, but it's still almost 7%. You would never guess it. The nose is a little bit hot still, but the flavor's really nice, really clean, very drinkable. I think you guys are going to enjoy this. So cheers, guys. I hope you enjoy this beer. I know I'm going to. It's pretty good on a nice hot day, but it still has a good amount of alcohol, so it's going to hit you. I'm really excited to try all your beers, and I am going to do videos on as many as I possibly can for Homebrew Wednesdays yet to come. So I think that's going to be really, really cool. I'm really excited to try all your different beers on this, and I hope you enjoy mine. So there you go, guys. Cheers.